Hey y'all, this is Vince with Creative Rods. We are in Greenville at the Creative Rods location with Rachel Swindler. If any of you guys have paid attention to our social media and YouTube, you probably already know that she's here with us, and we want to get to know Rachel a little bit better today and ask some questions. If you've got any questions from the internet, from social media, send them to us. We'll try to ask them for you. But Rachel, how you doing today?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
Good. How has your week been this week?
Oh my gosh, I have absolutely loved it. Well, first off, again, I'm originally from Myrtle Beach, so just being around that southern hospitality again has been just incredibly warming, and I feel at home. So it's been awesome, and you and Travis and Trey and just all your guys here in the shop have been so awesome to work with. And yeah, have just brought me in as family, made me feel at home, and it's been very laid back and very easy, and it's just been an overall amazing experience.
So you said you're from Myrtle Beach. You're currently living in Las Vegas, correct?
Yes.
And so you'll be heading back tomorrow, yes. And you'll be revisiting back with us at the Run to the Sun in March, about a month from now.
Yeah.
So back in Myrtle Beach at your
Woo!
where you grew up,
Myrtle Beach.
So so tell me, Trey probably put you through some uncomfortable things this week as far as here in the shop. So you got to learn to grind on metal with a grinder. You learned to weld. What do you think about all that?
I think it's really cool because, you never stop learning. And the older I get, the more I'm like, I want to have all these life experiences that I can share with my kids in the future, and just it's always nice to have different skills under your belt. And so this is a world I know nothing about. I don't know a lot about it, so it's been fun to learn new stuff. And now I can be like, yeah, I can grind, yeah, I can weld. Are you kidding me? So now I can maybe one up the guys a little bit.
That's right. I mean, we were getting ready to give you
a job.
A job.
Oh, wow.
I mean, the first turn on that grinder, you jumped about 3 feet, and then after a few minutes, you had a good handle on it. So
yeah, a little scared at first, but yeah.
Yeah. So so I want to back up and go back to your earlier childhood or whatever. You grew up in Myrtle Beach, as we talked about. So is acting and performance and all that new to you, or have you been doing that for a long time?
I've been doing it for a very long time, as long as I can remember. The earliest thing I can remember is just being in church, and maybe I was like 8, 9 years old, 7 years old, and I was in church choir, and the choir, or children's choir, and the choir teacher coming up to my parents and being like, "Rachel can really sing. Rachel's got a great voice." And I would get all these little solos, and I'd be like, "Woo!" And then I did like Pharaoh or something, like a church musical. And then I think I did like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. I was like in 4th grade and elementary school, and just from there I just kept doing school productions and theater productions around town in Conway and Myrtle Beach, and I just loved it. I loved performing. I loved being on stage. I loved singing, acting, dancing. I loved all of it. So, I've just been doing it ever since I was probably 7 years old.
So no lessons. You just had a natural singing voice.
I did take lessons.
Okay.
I did take lessons.
Okay.
But I did have I think to a certain extent you do have some type of natural talent or ability that, people are gifted with. And thankfully I was gifted with a little bit of a voice. And then from there, I did take some voice lessons, show choir, all that jazz, and all that jazz. But I've always loved it, and it's always been a huge part of my life, being on stage.
So from church to maybe your first public show or whatever, you did Legend. I don't know if that's the first thing you did. You did some Legends in Myrtle Beach.
So like my first big public show, like I remember I did like Theater of the Republic, which was a local theater, but I wasn't really a big role in that. I'd say my first big role where I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm actually doing this. I was in The Wind in the Willows when I was in 6th grade, so I was 11 years old.
Okay.
And I was one of the lead roles because there's, The Wind in the Willows is a children's book. And I was the Badger, and I had a solo, and I had a lot of speaking lines, so I had to memorize, and my parents were in the room memorizing with me, going over lines. So yeah, that was like my first big thing, and then I remember I did 2 musicals after that. When I was in 8th grade, I did The Wizard of Oz. I was the Scarecrow, and that was a big deal for me. It was really cool. And then when I got into high school, just a lot of school performances, and then I did a local show called High Steppin' Country, which was my first kind of professional show that I did. It was more pre-professional because the age range was like 15 to like 25, but it was the first time I'd like had solos on a microphone in front of on a stage in front of a large crowd.
Yeah.
So that was pretty exciting.
Gotcha. So from that point, I guess you stayed in after high school. You went to school locally, college close by, and then after college did you stay around Myrtle Beach, or did you move somewhere?
So I stayed in Myrtle Beach. I went to Coastal Carolina University. I lived at home. I had to save money. I didn't come from a family with a lot of money, and I stayed, did a musical theater degree. I did a theme park job when I was 21 years old. I worked at a theme park, and so that was awesome. It was, another professional job that I was able to do, and then graduated college and did a professional theater job at Florida Repertory Theater in Fort Myers, Florida. It was just acting.
Right.
And then after that, I basically got into Legends in Concert right after that. I went back to Myrtle Beach. I did some film. I did a little indie horror film, and then did some, I was with an agency in Charleston, South Carolina, and I was working. I did like a local phone commercial, and so I was getting some film work, and then all of a sudden Legends in Concert came up in 2012, and it was just a great opportunity for me to grow as a dancer, as a singer, and as an overall performer in general, and I was with them for a little over 5 years.
So I know the answer to this, but so did you do impersonating acts?
Nope, I didn't impersonate anyone, but I get a couple of people here and there.
Right.
I get some Cher, I get some Shania Twain. So
right.
yeah.
Yeah, I can see it.
No matter how hard I try, you keep pushing me aside, and I can't break through.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, Sonny. So that's what you get with me. You know what? I know about the cars. I know how to get my hands dirty, but I can also provide you a lot of entertainment.
That's right.
I'm super funny.
Entertained us all week.
I tried. Sometimes it's just me being me.
Yeah. So I met you, or got introduced to you through Trey with Hilo Media.
Yep.
And so how did you meet Trey, and when was that, and so forth?
Oh. So I met Trey when I auditioned for his independent horror film called 3 in Charleston, and I got booked as the lead role. And I'll never forget when I got that call too. They booked me, and I was in the car with one of my best friends, and I got the call that I booked it, and like she took a picture of me, and it was like Pookie booking her first lead role or something. My friend, one of my best friends or whatever. But yeah, that's how I met him, and it was a fun experience. It was very much out of my element. It was a horror film with pig masks and chainsaws and screaming, and I don't know, it was a lot.
Chainsaw strapped to your arm?
I had a chainsaw strapped to my arm.
Yeah.
So, it was, we went up to St. Matthew, South Carolina, and we had a great old time. It was an experience that I'll never forget.
Right. So cool. So, Legends, Myrtle Beach. When did you move
to Las Vegas?
Yeah, was that your first move straight to Las Vegas?
Yeah, well, I worked on a cruise ship.
Okay.
I was in Europe for 6 months with
cool.
Legends.
Okay.
And then before I had left on the ship, I told the choreographer, I was like, I think that I would want to move to Las Vegas. I need a change. I get very comfortable in my surroundings, and I can tend to think, maybe I don't know if I can do that. I don't think I can do that. Well, opportunity presented itself, with Legends, they said, hey, if you want, we've got a singer dancer position open in Las Vegas. You can move there and you can be in the show. So I knew I had a job, I had security. So why not? I just got off the ship. I just saved a ton of money. That's why a lot of performers go on cruise ships, is to save money. I had all this money saved. I had a job ready for me in Las Vegas. I knew that I was being told by multiple people I would do well. So I took the leap and I went, and it definitely has been in my favor and has worked out. And I love Las Vegas. It's a little bit hard of a town to live in, but I do love it.
So how did your parents feel about you moving far away?
They did not like it, but they know the type of person I am. I'm very I'm doing this and it's gonna happen. Yeah. So they knew that there was no talking me out of
personality.
Yes.
Got your mind made up.
They knew there was no talking me out of moving to Las Vegas. I was like, listen, guys, I lived at home in college, and most people don't do that. I was like, so you had me for 4 more years and you normally would have. So I kind of justified it. It was like, I'm leaving, going.
So in Las Vegas, you performed at a hotel. Was that at a specific hotel or?
Oh yeah, we performed at the Flamingo.
Okay.
Yes, for 3 years I was at that show.
Flamingo's down on the not in the old town, but down in the lower.
New on the strip. Yeah.
Okay.
Right near Caesar's Palace and yeah.
Okay. All right. And so what's your next adventure? Where you got another move coming, or what's happening?
Yes, I do have another move coming. I'm finally moving to Los Angeles. Again, and I was on Big Brother, CBS Big Brother last summer. And
Big Brother 20?
Big Brother 20.
Yeah.
And I got the taste of, I guess you could say, the limelight.
Yeah.
Interviews and meeting a lot of celebrities, and it really built my confidence up to make me feel like, I think I can actually do this. The way you get on Big Brother is your personality and your charisma, and I feel like I have a lot of that. And so I just have to keep reminding myself that, I accomplished that goal. So moving to LA, I can accomplish more. This isn't, my career wasn't just this. It can be so much more.
Well, you're going to be in an environment where you could probably go audition daily if you wanted to, versus, I'm sure Las Vegas has a lot of that, but
I would just say with Las Vegas, I got comfortable.
Right.
I was doing, and there's nothing wrong with, doing work where you're referee girl number 2 or candy cane girl number 3 or, atmosphere model or convention model passing out this. But it gets to the point where you have to do stuff that's fulfilling for you.
Yeah.
And I have not felt fulfilled in a lot of the jobs I've done.
Right.
Only here and there. Like I did Tony and Tina's wedding, which was great because I was acting and
that was recently, right?
Yeah. Well, I was doing it for like 2 years, and then it closed, and then it reopened. And right before I went on Big Brother, I got cast as the lead, Tina. Okay. And then I went to Big Brother. So
gotcha.
I loved doing that show, and that was great. But there is more out there, and I want to do film. That's where the money's at, and I feel like I got a face for film. I don't know.
Now we talked about this week. Your most favorite part of, or the funnest part of Big Brother. So tell us a little bit about what you enjoyed the most being in the house.
What I enjoyed the most about being in the house, there's a lot of things I enjoyed. Being a super fan of the show, I enjoyed just being in the house. I enjoyed walking around, looking at everything, seeing all the different stuff, the stuff I'd seen on TV for so many years, the house that I've seen so many times. I'm like,
so
oh my gosh.
So is it the same?
No.
It's been redecorated, but is it the same as Big Brother 2? Same place?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I haven't watched Big Brother 1 or 2 or 3 in a long time, but it's all basically the same type of setup, and especially in the later years. It's decorated differently, of course, every year, but I really, it basically is the same house, so it's just cool to see what you've been watching for so long, and so I loved that. I loved the people I met. I was so excited to meet the people in the house because I knew that these were going to be people that were going to impact my life and be a part of my life for a long time.
But you had no idea who they were before you got there?
No, I did not. I already knew. I was like, these people are going to leave an imprint on my life, good or bad.
Right.
for a long time.
Right.
So I knew I was making memories to last a lifetime, and they were all going to be, it was going to be filmed 24/7, so I would never forget it, ever. Even if I got evicted early, I would never forget it.
So competitions, you enjoyed the competitions, right?
Yes, I loved doing the competitions, and I placed, the first competition that I was in, they edited it to where I did not find it first, but I found my first. It was like an escape and play where you had to find in the
That
slime.
was where
you had
y'all
to
went.
slide
Yeah,
into.
yeah.
I actually found mine first.
Okay.
So I found that first, and then I got second place in one HOH competition, and I got second place in 2 veto competitions. So I was very, very close to winning.
Yeah. So the flip side of that is what's the tough part? I guess there's a lot of mentally tough being in a house for 3 months?
Yeah.
So what's the tough part of Big Brother?
The toughest part for me was the first 2 days, because I was trying to figure out who I could trust.
Right.
And once I found who I could trust, I was fine. Actually, it was very easy. The hardest part for me was tripping up on like a lie. I tried not to lie. Which was hard. It's hard not to lie in Big Brother. So I kept trying not to lie because I didn't want it to come back to bite me, or I didn't remember what I said.
You got to remember what you say.
So that was a hard part. Another hard part is remembering what happens on each day, the days.
Yeah, some of the competitions you got to go and remember.
Well, at the end of it, it's all about what happened on what day, the names of competitions. Who got evicted?
Shirt you're wearing or whatever.
I mean, it's so detail oriented. Yeah. So I was definitely, that was really hard too.
We're gonna fast forward to this week. Before you came to Greenville, what did you have any expectations? What did you? I mean.
No, I was nervous. And Trey knows. I was like texting him. I was like, so what do I need to know anything? Do I need to do this? Do I need to do that? I mean, I know it's kind of y'all's first time kind of integrating. I can't even say the word. Integrating. It's first time integrating. Old Bumpkin Road. So kind of y'all's first time doing that. So, I think it was both a learning curve for everybody. It's been nice to learn more. I've been able to use some of my skills that I've learned in the hosting realm. Not a lot, but I've learned, some stuff that's definitely helped me become more comfortable in front of the camera. I was a little nervous. But I knew I was in good hands. I trust Trey. I've worked with him before. I know he surrounds himself with great people, like yourself.
Thank you.
And so I already knew it was gonna be good.
In today's sports, motorsports, whatever environment, auction, you have a lot of more female hosts. I mean, it started, I guess, football and stuff several years back with female commentators and stuff like that, but you're starting to see more females involved. TV shows that have their own car TV shows, like I said, Meekum auctions have female commentators, so you're starting to see females, which used to be all man environment. So
we're rising up.
So Trey and I have been working for the last few months about building our social media here at Creative Rods. Started to do YouTube channel. Got quite a few videos out there. So that was kind of phase 1 of what we were doing, bringing awareness to our brand. And then phase 2 was bringing you in. You're going to be with us off and on throughout the whole year.
Yep.
Like I said, we've mentioned earlier, Run to the Sun in Myrtle Beach will be our first show.
Yep.
So you'll be there helping us and helping us get our name out there, and then we're going to go to Raleigh.
Yep, we got good guys. Good
guys in Raleigh, and then you're going to come back with us to Greenville in between Raleigh and Nashville.
Nashville.
So we weren't going to do Nashville, Tennessee, because it's 2 back-to-back weeks. And
We got to go to Nashville.
oh, I know. And
Come
I
on.
said,
Yeehaw.
we got Nashville's a fun place. It'll be fun for the guys to go and enjoy.
We could do some karaoke.
Yeah, enjoy something outside the shop.
Yeah, of course.
You're with us, and so we're gonna make you go up on stage and
Yeah,
do
don't
a
worry, I
live
got all
mic.
that. I got all that. All right, now.
Maybe you'll get a record deal while
You
we're there
dog
too.
it. I can get down.
So we got, and then we got another month break, and then we're gonna do a
Yeah.
hot rod power tour, which is,
That'll be fun.
yeah. So we're going city to city, driving a hot rod, which is part of the deal. To get the long hauler award, you have to make it from start to finish. And so Trey and you will be in, sometimes in the truck, I'm sure, or you will be, and in a follow vehicle.
I can ride on the roof if you want me to.
How about in the back?
Yeah,
You know?
like, woo!
So, but we're thinking about making a documentary out of that.
Yeah.
Once it's done,
Let's
because
do
it'll be a
Mhm.
pretty cool thing to do.
Yeah,
there, so.
it'll be fun.
And then we may have something else, but then we got a break until
Like October.
October, I think.
Yeah.
With good guys in Lexington, Kentucky at
Mm-hmm.
the horse park up
Yep.
there. So, but we may come out your way in September to SEMA, and so maybe you can come over and hang out with us there. So
Yeah, hopefully, yeah. I probably will be working SEMA. So.
that would be good. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure
So,
I'll be there.
So, wrapping it up here this week, we talked about what your kind of expectations were now that you've been through it, and we've done lots of filming, photos, grinding, welding, meeting the guys. Was it what you expected, different, and tell me about
I didn't have many expectations coming out here. I didn't really know what I was getting into, but it's been pleasantly. It's been great. It's been again nice to learn new things, meet all of you guys. You've all just again welcomed me with open arms. So no expectations, but I have to say, 5-star review for sure.
Thank you. And hey, you got to see your parents.
And I got to see my parents
And-
and my dog Charlie.
Now, is he going back with you this time?
Not this
No?
time. He'll come back after Run to the Sun. He's gonna come back with me
That's right.
to LA after I've kind of settled in a little bit more.
Gotcha.
It's been a pretty wild 2 years for me, honestly, up and down. And now that I'm finally settling it back down, I can bring my dog back and feel more at home.
Actually, I just think after the Hot Rod Power Tour, Trey and Travis and I may be coming out to LA.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah.
Trying some meetings for a TV show and so forth. So
Yeah.
we'll see how that goes.
Sweet.
But so we'll come see you out there.
Great.
But,
I love it.
so we're looking at starting a podcast here at Creative Rods, and this is kind of our first run through. It'll also be on our YouTube channel. So if you want to see more of us and Rachel, she'll be on a lot of our videos going forward. You make sure you go to @Creative Rods, follow us on social media as well as Creative Rods on YouTube. Click the subscribe button and the bell. If you hit the bell, you will actually get notified whenever we have a new video that drops on there. So we had a ball this week.
Yes, I'm glad. I'm like, yeah, what's y'all's experience been like?
Yeah, I mean, it's great. I mean, obviously, someone that's been on TV, you're a little starstruck. But now we feel like you're just one.
Now I'm just one of the guys.
You're like, I'm going to see you later. Y'all go to lunch your way. I'm going my way.
I'm like, I gotta get down. I feel fat today. I need to go to the juice place. I need to get me a juice.
So, but everybody's enjoyed having you. We're looking forward to this year. And what, I told Travis last year at Christmas, I said, we've come this far, wait till next Christmas and see where we stand.
We're going to go even farther.
That's right. So we appreciate you being here, and we'll be back together soon.
Yeah, sounds great.
We'll check y'all later.